inside Bank OTK Arena where Championship Saturday has finally arrived. Welcome into the scorer's table. I'm Bobby. Welcome inside Bank OTK Arena where Championship Saturday has finally arrived. Welcome into the scorer's table. I'm Bobby Swafford alongside Madison Fitzpatrick, and we have got 5 state titles here in Arkansas on the line today. And to start you off with the biggest one, the 6A state title. It's Fayetteville and Conway. They'll start us off.
And you know, all of these girls, this is the most important day for a young high school volleyball player's life. So it's going to be so much fun to watch all day here.
These two teams were among the top of the rankings all season long, but let's find out how they got to this point and take a look at the state tournament. Conway was on the bottom half of the bracket. They went undefeated in the 6A Central play, a perfect 12-0. That's why you see them at the top of the bracket. They got a first round bye. Then they handled Springdale Harbor. And then a matchup there with Southside in the semifinals, but the Lady Wampus Cats got the job done. That's how they get here to the finals. And a big reason why they got to this point, well, senior outside hitter Megan Smith.
Megan Smith leads her team in kills at 297. She's been a constant force on offense all season, earning her a commitment to the University of South Alabama. The 5'11" outside plays 6 rotations for the Wampus Cats, tacking on 190 digs this season, so you can definitely expect her to make a massive impact this game.
So that's how Conway got to this point. What about their counterpart, the Fayetteville Lady Bulldogs? Well, they're no stranger to here at Bank OCK Arena here in Hot Springs. They were the #1 seed in the Western Conference with a record of 13-1. They got a first round bye, then they handled Bryant and then Cabot in the semifinals to get to this point. And Reagan Harp, the only returning starter on this roster for the Lady Bulldogs, is a big reason why they're back here in the final.
Exactly. Reagan Harp leads the state, not just her team, but the entire state in kills at 508. Yes, you all heard me right. The 6'1" outside hitter also leads her team in digs at 228. She's committed to UCA. She's a 3-time state champion, and we can expect her to make a massive impact this game, just like she has been all season long.
Yeah, Harp alongside Coach Jessica Phelan appearing in the 4th consecutive state championship game. That's because they're the 3-time defending state champion. But here's the starting lineup for the Conway Lady Wampus Cats. They're led by Coach Laura Crow, Ella White, Madison Durden, Emily Zimmerman, Alexis Cox, Megan Smith, Ava Gibson, and Kim Quinnett going to be the starting lineup for the Conway Lady Cats. And on the other side for Fayetteville, we mentioned Reagan Harp's the only returning starter. Actually graduated 14 seniors last year, the Jessica Phelan squad. Quincy Schaefer, Isabella Street, Reagan Case, Madison Williams, and Lily Mosier going to be the starting lineup for Fayetteville. The Lady Bulldogs 24-8 on the season. Last year, Madison, you and I had a chance to call Fayetteville in the championship game. And you see that 24-8 record, it may be a little misleading. They play a lot of top talent from outside the state. But how do you even justify or even fathom replacing 14 seniors on a team and then getting back to the championship?
Oh, exactly. It's a very difficult thing to do, and it's just a testament to Coach Phelan and what she does at Fayetteville to be able to fill all of those holes and gaps from all of those missing players. It's been really impressive to watch, and it's a huge testament to their team and their culture and all of their traditions that they were able to get back to the finals here.
It doesn't matter what they did the last 3 years. Fayetteville is in the final again. Conway doesn't care about the last 3 years. They're all about 2023. We've got first serve of the 6A state championship match coming up as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett BUNG GMC right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
You wouldn't drink it, so why breathe it? Vaping liquids contain chemical oils that can severely damage your lungs. Don't get lost in the fog. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
We on that next level. We on that next level.
And when it comes to our financial future, I don't take any chances there either. That's why we bank with Centennial. They give me everything I could want in a bank, from the latest technology to great service. But the biggest thing they give me is confidence. So in a time when there's plenty of things to worry about, my money isn't one of them.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
I chose a car that would be safe for our family. And when it comes to our financial future, I don't take any chances there either. That's why we bank with Centennial. They give me everything I could want in a bank, from the latest technology to great service. But the biggest thing they give me is confidence. So in a time when there's plenty of things to worry about, my money isn't one of them.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie. I roll with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC. I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie. I roll with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC. I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
For every moment, for every memory, from that
arena, the national anthem, the moment of silence, the Pledge of Allegiance, all in the books. And now we're meeting the starting lineups for the Conway Lady Wampus Cats and the Fayetteville Lady Bulldogs here in the 6A state championship game. Alongside Madison Fitzpatrick, I'm Bobby Swafford. Welcome courtside. And Madison, there's no point in waiting for the fireworks today as we're starting off with the large classification. Two of the best teams in the state. I'm not going to say the best teams, but two of certainly the best teams in all of Arkansas.
Exactly. We're definitely going to see some high-level volleyball played here today. We've got a player on each team going D1, so there's definitely going to be some fireworks offensively and defensively. This game is really about who can control the first pass, who's serving aggressively, aggressively, who doesn't make as many errors. There's just a bunch of different components that goes into this game, and I'm really excited for it to get started.
Yeah, Conway comes in with a record of 31-4, and one thing I really like to look into is who did you play to get to this point? Because one thing that Arkansas high schools have really done a nice job the last couple of years is scheduling in non-conference. You look at what Conway's resume says. They've got wins over 5A finalists, both Benton and Greenwood. The two teams are in the championship game. 4A finalists in Shiloh Christian, and 2 of their 4 losses, oh, by the way, are teams that are playing today as well. On the flip side of things, Fayetteville's got a win over Greenwood, who I mentioned in the 5A championship game, twice over Bentonville, twice over Southside, and they beat Bryant and Cabot to get to this point. So they're not here. It's not surprising. I guess you load up the schedule knowing you need to play a tough schedule because you want to be playing here on the final Saturday of the season.
Exactly, and that's how you get better. You don't get better from playing teams that are beneath you. You get better from being pushed offensively and defensively from high-level teams. And, you know, Conway's looking for their first state championship since 2018. Fayetteville looking for their 4th in a row. This is going to be a fun game. Both teams want it very badly for different reasons.
Fayetteville's won 11 straight state tournament matches. That goes along with their 3 consecutive state championships. And we're about to get underway as Fayetteville and Conway are going to duke it out. Fayetteville wearing the black uniforms trimmed out in purple. Conway wearing the blue uniforms trimmed out in whites and gray. Fayetteville to serve first, and we are almost ready for first point. Lily Mosier with the serve and quickly tapped and deflected there at the net. Fayetteville can't get the block, and Conway scores the first point of this 6A state title match.
That was Emily Zimmerman in the middle. Her hitting percentage so far this season is .356, so that's very efficient. You can see right there being efficient in the first play of the game.
It's Conway Bishop Floyd with the serve. So first look at the Fayetteville attack, and that's Reagan Harp, who you mentioned in the open. A nice job there to go down the line. Again, that was Megan Smith, and Conway quickly up 2-0.
And something that makes Megan Smith so good is her explosiveness. Really watch her approach and how quickly she speeds up into it.
Megan Smith, 200 hitting percentage. And there's our first look at Harp, another attack, that was the kill, and she adds to her state leading total of 509 kills. And just to put that in perspective, that's in 32 matches.
That is wild. I haven't seen numbers like that in a long time. She's so efficient and explosive and powerful. She's definitely going to make a big impact at UCA next season.
40.6 kill percentage and a 233 hitting percentage. Those numbers are pretty good. That's why Fayetteville's here on this final Saturday of the season. That's an ace for Fayetteville, and they quickly respond with back-to-back points. And Zoe Harrelson, a left-handed serve, gets Fayetteville the point. A quick set there and hammered home from Emily Zimmerman, and Conway with a nice answer.
And that's going to be a big key to this game is that first ball contact, keeping your team in system, allowing them to run through their middles and having Emily Zimmerman take care of the ball.
That quick set so dangerous because the defense doesn't have time to set up, and that serve right into the net, so Fayetteville quickly gets that point back.
If you definitely want to go for your serve, you want to be aggressive, but there's a fine line between aggressive and just being a little sloppy with it.
Here's Quincy Schaefer, the serve for Fayetteville. That one pushed wide, so Fayetteville, as you well know, Madison, this is a game of runs, and Fayetteville's twice now put up back-to-back points.
Exactly. It's a huge game of momentum, especially from the service line. If you get into a groove and your serving and serve receive isn't doing as well, it definitely makes an impact on the run.
And a deep serve handled by Conway. That one can't quite get over the net. The attack from Ava Gibson for Conway. Now it's 5-3 Lady Bulldogs. There's one thing we'll touch on probably throughout the day in these 5 championship matches is the importance of the first set. How big is it to go out and come not only play well, but to take that first set?
Exactly. Confidence is huge in this game. So you take the first set, you know things are working, you go into the second set with a confident mindset. It makes all the difference.
Another block for Fayetteville. They put together a 4-point run here. They've built a 6-3 lead.
Conway trying to tip the ball, trying to swing and tool off the hands of the blockers, but just not successful so far this set.
Are we seeing Conway try to tip because the block's already established for Fayetteville there in the middle?
Exactly.
Nice cross-court attack there for Fayetteville, and Smith gets another kill.
That was great range by Smith. That's a pretty sharp angle to swing, but she's got a nice long approach, and that really opens up the court and allows her to hit every single area.
For those who don't watch volleyball a ton, is that the, if you can leap that high, one, and attack the volleyball like that, is that the easiest path to a point, is cross-court?
Yep, I would definitely say so. It's straight ahead of you. Down the line, you have to swing crossbody, which means your arm is going to finish towards your left hip, and that's just a little harder. You have to be a little more athletic, but I know for a fact Megan Smith can hit that spot. We just have to wait and see.
Well, here's Reagan Harp at serve for Fayetteville, the 6'1" senior committed to Central Arkansas. That one goes long, so Fayetteville stops the run there, though. The Conway ups trailing 7-5, but now they have service. Serve from Smith goes deep, and that's going to be an ace. Attacking that back line, came with some velocity, and Conway gets the point.
Smith has a really great flat float serve. So it's drifting and it's moving as it's crossing the net, and that makes it really difficult to get a good pass on the ball.
So Smith again to serve. That one, though, to sails long. On the season, Smith coming into today's championship match had 29 aces, so making it even 30, but that service there gives the ball back to Fayetteville with an 8-6 lead. A little unfortunate there for Fayetteville as the mistimed jump by Conway's Gibson actually led to an advantage. The block set up and able to tip it to the side.
And that was a really smart shot by Gibson. She saw the court really well, knew that the set wasn't there to her shoulder, and actually tipped it with her left hand. Very athletic.
Set for Harp in the middle. You can see why she's one of the state's best to even attack from that back row as Conway sends one into the net.
And that's one thing that makes Fayetteville really good, and it made them really good last year. They have a lot of weapons on offense, even though Harp is their main girl. She can hit from every area of the court, and then they've got the full front row. So they've got 4 or 5 weapons on offense that can score for them.
You know, a lot of time at the high school level, you'll see someone play the front row, and also they rotate out. Harp plays full round, just like Smith does for Conway.
Exactly. Harp actually leads her team in digs at 228 before this.
Nice tap there from Fayetteville's Ella Bryan, who's second on the team in kills. Add another one to her total for the season. And the Lady Bulldogs have a 10-7 lead.
And Ella Bryan only 5'8", so she's definitely got some jumps on her to be able to have that many kills.
That serve goes into the net. Talking about Bryan, though, after that first kill here in the match today, 250 on the season. We played 18 points. Still pretty even so far. Do you see anything kind of jumping out? See any early jitters from either side?
Exactly. The service errors definitely are jitters. You come into this game pretty hyper, and it's easier to make errors at the beginning.
Fayetteville has to scramble. I'm going to say that's a double hit there on Fayetteville, so that's the point going to go over to Conway. So again, for the novices out there, what is when the official holds up 2 fingers, what does that exactly mean?
It means that one hand touched the ball and then the second hand touched the ball and the ball came out spinning. You want a clean contact. And you saw there with both of those digs, it just came out too spinny.
So 10-9 Fayetteville with the lead. There's Bryan with the attack. Conway does a nice job to defend and scramble. That one goes across court. Really good rally here between Fayetteville and Conway. Finally put down from Fayetteville, and again, that's Ella Bryan, the 5'8" junior outside hitter, put it into that run.
Ella Bryan did a really good job at taking advantage of Conway's middle blocker not closing in time. Emily Zimmerman just a little late on that block, and she tooled through that seam.
So by far the longest rally of the match up to this point. That one goes Fayetteville's way. A quick set there from Conway. A nice reaction from Fayetteville. They rally around. You can just see how often Fayetteville does go to Harp. That one's blocked out, so Conway gets the point, but kind of finish that thought. Just because she plays all the way around doesn't mean she's not going to get the ball. Even though she's not at the net, they're going to set her on the back row at the net. There's a reason she leads the state in kills.
Exactly. She's so powerful from every single area of the court, but I'm so impressed with Conway's defense, really reading Harp's shoulder. What a fantastic dig by the libero, lining up and scooping that ball up.
Can't get that one as Hart puts it down. I do like how, you just mentioned it, Conway is able to defend the attack, and their defense is doing a great job of keeping things active and giving their offense another opportunity. Exactly.
A lot of the times when a team sets one player a lot, the defense is able to get into a rhythm and start to read that shoulder and that wrist more effectively.
Harrelson with another ace. That's their second ace already here in this match. And the left-handed serve, maybe that's giving a little extra issue for Conway.
It's definitely harder to read a left-handed attacker and server, and her serve dropped really well, just diving right in front of that serve-receive line.
That one, attack goes wide, 14-10 Fayetteville. This match is their largest lead of the match here in the first set.
And that's why you serve aggressively. Conway in all sorts of trouble because they're not able to get a three pass on the ball.
Nice tip there, but that one sails wide. And again, Fayetteville takes advantage of the point, and Conway's going to take a quick timeout as the Lady Bulldogs, the defending three-time state champions, have built a 15-10 lead. We'll take a quick timeout as Fayetteville leads it 15-10. We'll step aside for 30 seconds as you're watching the state championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
I chose a car that would be safe for our family. And when it comes to our financial future, I don't take any chances there either. That's why we bank with Centennial. They give me everything I could want in a bank, from the latest technology to great service. But the biggest thing they give me is confidence. So in a time when there's plenty of things to worry about, my money isn't one of them.
Focus on what matters. That's why we've made our hamburgers square. When you want to experience the delicious taste of Wendy's hamburgers, just ask the question, square's the beef? Fayetteville serving up 15-10. And Conway coming off their first timeout of the match. Fayetteville quickly attack. Nice job by Conway there to see if they can take advantage. That one doesn't get across the net. And a big point there for Conway coming out of the timeout.
Yep, Conway definitely needed that point. It's the difference between 4 points and 6. Each point matters.
We're going to see a lot of timeouts tonight. Some coaches like to save them for the end of the match, but generally it's all about stunting momentum, correct? Exactly.
You get a chance to talk to your team, maybe rework some strategy, try and stop the other team's momentum.
Harp gets it down on the second attempt. Now back to lead, back to 5 at 16-11.
It's a lot of hang time by Harp right there on that swing. She jumped a little too early. She did a good job tracking the ball, manning the net, being a presence up there, and just hung in the air, and sometimes all it takes is a little snap of the wrist.
This is Schaefer on the serve for Fayetteville. Smith's tap handled easily by Fayetteville. We'll try that the other way. Say that one hit the nets and goes out for a point for Fayetteville. And now the largest lead of the match again is at 6.
Ryan Harp is so powerful. It allows her to tool the ball a lot, hitting off the hands and tooling that ball into the antenna.
Big serve there, so Conway has to scramble to get this one over. But nice job by Smith to find a little hole in the defense without the block. An easy point there for the Lady Wampus Cats.
And that shows a lot of maturity on Smith's part. She's been swinging a lot. Fayetteville's defense is on their heels, and sometimes all it takes is a little roll shot to that donut hole, that middle area of the court where no one is.
Third kill of this match already for Megan Smith. Can't handle that serve for Fayetteville, and another point for Conway. Let's see if they can put together a run to get back into this. Of course, we're going to 25 and a best of 5. A real quick set there. That was more of less of the arching set and more of a line drive out the heart. Didn't give Conway's defense time to get set up.
Exactly. That's a very advanced set. For one, the setter and also the hitter, she had to speed up into that swing, but the purpose of a quick set is to not allow the opposing team's block to get closed in time and take advantage of those seams that creates.
Apparently you need a volleyball to play volleyball, and so that's what Reagan Harp's waiting on for this service here. As the Lady Bulldogs have a 5-point advantage here in the opening set. Harp's attack goes long, so Conway stops that mini rally, pulls back within 4. Let's get a look at Coach Laura Crow. As you mentioned, Conway looking for their first state championship in about 6 years. They've got 2 state titles in school history. Looking to add to that. Fayetteville has 7 state championships. Great serve there from Conway, and well, who else? Megan Smith, she does it all.
She really does. That's why she plays 6 rotations right there. She's fantastic at defense. The serve is there. It's a great float serve, and it just drops right in front of the libero, which should be her best passer, so I'm surprised she targeted her. It was such a good serve.
That one, though, going to sail long. Megan Smith with 3 kills, 2 aces, and 3 digs already here in this first set.
Something that you want to aim for as a server, you want to have a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're going to get an ace, or if you're going to miss, then you need to get an ace to make up for it, and she just did that.
A 500 average, if you will. Bryan attacks for Fayetteville. Conway able to handle that slightly, but not the second time, as that's Elabeza Satania, a 5'9" freshman right in the middle of the front line for Fayetteville, puts it down.
We talked about how many players Fayetteville lost. Well, Satania is one of those that came in just a freshman, but stepping up big and filling that middle spot. That's her 91st kill of the season.
5'9" freshman. They just reloaded Fayetteville. A big attack there, but a great block from Fayetteville. Ella Bryan goes up and sends that one the other way.
And there's a bunch of things that goes into that block. It's timing, it's patience, it's waiting on that ball, it's spacing from the net, and then pressing your arms and palms over the net.
Fayetteville's built a 6-point lead. Chance to add to it right here. They go back to Bryan. They did say they put it down. The official saw the hand go down, and Conway's going to take a timeout as Fayetteville has opened up the largest lead of this opening set, 22-15. So second time out of Conway here in this first set. Of course, we talked about how big and how important this first set is. If you're Coach Laura Crow, what are you telling your Lady Cat team right now?
I think I'm telling them it's just little things here and there. It's the missed serves. It's the serve receive. They need to get more hitters involved. They've really only been setting Megan Smith, so they need to keep the ball in system and then try and set their middles more.
They try to be a little bit less predictable. Conway Regional Health System is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS sports. Since 1921, Conway Regional Health System has provided complete health care services to the growing community of North Central Arkansas. For more information, just visit conwayregional.org. 22-15, the lead for Fayetteville. They're 3 points away from taking the always important first set of the match. It doesn't automatically guarantee a state championship, of course. You got to play them all out. It could go a long way in determining that. Lady Cats have fought through a little bit of adversity in this state tournament, though. They dropped the set to Southside in the semifinals. That's going to be another error there for Conway. I believe they're going to call a lift on that, which is just an improper set. And now it's the lead's 23-15, 8-point advantage for the Lady Dogs.
And we talk about the resiliency of Conway. It'll be interesting to see how they bounce back in the second set. But the first set's not over. Let me press it that.
That one goes long, though. The attack from Madison Durden, the 5'10 junior. Now it's set point for the Lady Bulldogs. A .037 hitting percentage right now for Conway. Attack there, nicely done for the Lady Wampus Cats to chip away at this lead. There are no such things as 8-point points in volleyball, so they're going to have to just continue to chip away. But with the rally scoring, Fayetteville can end this set with a point and any points. The next 7 serves. Quick set there. Finally put down for Sertania, and Fayetteville takes the opening set, 25-16. The defending 3-time state champions are up 1-0 on Conway, so we'll step aside. Fayetteville 1, Conway 0 in this best of 5. As you're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC on Arkansas PBS Sports.
I chose a car that would be safe for our family. And when it comes to our financial future, I don't take any chances there either. That's why we bank with Centennial. They give me everything I could want in a bank, from the latest technology to great service. But the biggest thing they give me is confidence. So in a time when there's plenty of things to worry about, my money isn't one of them.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Sports is so important to this state and the fabric of the state, and I appreciate Arkansas PBS doing all the state title games, and that makes it available for not just the fans in Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, but fans around the entire state. I can only think of the kids in small towns, and this is the biggest moment maybe in their sports careers, and they have that keepsake of having that game on TV to have with them the rest of their lives.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie. I run with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody.
We never gonna stop.
Let's take a look at today's Spotlights player for the 6A state championship match. Tori Otter from Bentonville High School. She's a middle blocker, a junior, a 4.1 GPA. She plans to play volleyball in college and pursue a business and research-based career. Congratulations to Tori Otter, our Spotlight player for this 6A championship match. Fayetteville takes the opening set of this 6A title match, 25-16. So if you're Conway, how do you quickly bounce back here in set number 2, Madison?
If you're Conway, you definitely need to limit your attacking errors. They've had 8 in the first set, holding them to only 34 hitting percentage, whereas Fayetteville has 11 kills hitting 296. So there's the problem there, is just the errors from Conway. If they can limit those, then they're definitely in this game.
There's obviously no magic number when it comes to statistics when in volleyball. But when you see those hitting numbers of 296 and 034 for Conway, what exactly does that mean? Obviously, it's a success rate. And what's a goal? What's a good number for a team to have?
I think anywhere above 200 is a good number for a team like this to have. In college, 300 is amazing. You usually want your middles to be around 500 or 400. Your middles are usually more efficient, so it kind of just depends.
So we're back for set number 2, and Fayetteville quickly takes advantage as Reagan Hart puts one down for her 7th kill already in the match.
Yep, Reagan Harp hitting 267, which is a really good hitting percentage since we were just talking about it. From every area of the court, you see her there off of the net, but has enough power and momentum in her approach to get the kill.
You mentioned anything above 200 for a team's a good hitting percentage. Harp right now hitting 312 in this match. Conway's got to try to answer and stop this momentum that the Lady Bulldogs have put together. That's a good start. The block right there at the net. It's great work there at the net for Conway. And rally back to tie this up at 1. I guess it's just so easy to say this go point for point with a team like Fayetteville, a team that's got all the experience, but this is an inexperienced Fayetteville team as well. Talking with Coach Phelan before the match, they graduated 14 seniors. There's very few players on that court right now for Fayetteville who got any playing time a year ago.
Exactly. This is a new experience for most of these players except for one.
And that's the one there, Harp, and she attacks another. And Conway so impressive at the net, but not able to take advantage. Harp goes down the line. It's another kill.
And that's a great swing by Harp, but the setter, Quincy Schaefer, having an all-around game. So impressive, getting that ball right to her shoulder. Perfect speed, great setter-hitter connection there between Harp and Schaefer.
You want your best players to show up in the biggest moments, and Harp's certainly doing that up to this point. That serve, though, goes into the net. Harp averages almost 16 kills per match, so we're going to call her name a bunch. It's not biased, that's just where the ball's going. Tied up at 2 in set number 2. That one sent into the bleachers, can't be dug out from Conway. 3-2 advantage for the Lady Bulldogs.
And we've seen Harp run a bunch of different sets so far. She's got that quick set, that shoot to the pin, and then this one was higher, a little loftier with a nice point at the top. And she slows down her approach and has really good timing for all of these different sets.
Conway can answer right back. An attack from Ren Jones, the sophomore outside hitter. Smith, she goes cross court. Fayetteville able to dig it out, but a little miscommunication there. Can't get it across, and that's an advantage for the Lady Wampus Cats.
Conway's defense doing a really good job keeping the ball alive and allowing their attackers many chances to swing at the ball, but the efficiency isn't there right now for Conway, but we can see if they'll warm up into it as this set continues.
Good to see the officials have limited Conway to 2 legs instead of the normal 6 that a Wampus Cat has. That's a joke. Not a mascot. Megan Smith denied at the net. A great job on the Fayetteville block.
That was Isabella Street, her 25th block of the season. 6'1", so very tall up there. Definitely a big presence at the net. You see her there just pressing her palms over the net, pointing them downward, stopping Conway from digging that ball up and covering.
A quick set there from Conway, and a nice job by Ava Gibson again to kind of change direction midair and find a little space in the Fayetteville defense and knot it up at 4.
We've seen Ava Gibson do that quite a few times throughout the first and second set. She's got a lot of range and good body control to be able to hit every single area of the court like that with less errors.
4-4. Smith at serve, the South Alabama commit. Set up Harp on the back line. Her attack is sent and can't be dug out, so another point for Fayetteville and Harp as she's now in double digits already in the kill category.
And I've said this before, but that's the advantage of having Harp be a 6 rotation player. She can swing from the back row with a lot of power, able to get the kill from anywhere on the court.
Obviously, at the largest classification, you're going to see some talented players all across the state. But it's something you don't see all the time is attacks from the back row, and it's something that you really have to adjust to.
Exactly. Maybe that's a new thing that Conway is seeing. They're going to need to adjust to it. Maybe their back row needs to take a step back in order to dig that ball up. At the D1 college level, though, it's hits from the back row all the time. So I think Reagan Harp is definitely going to have a smooth transition into UCA with those swings.
Yeah, and Conway's got a player like that on her own, though, in Megan Smith, so it's not completely foreign to them. Big attack there for Conway, and number 21, Madison Dearden, puts it down, the 5'10" outside hitter.
And I think we're going to look to see Madison Dearden get involved a little bit more. She's got well over 200 kills on the season.
That one, though, will be a point for Conway as that one sails long. So the Lady Wampus Cats have their biggest lead of the match at 2. And led by just a single point on a couple of different occasions in that opening set. Quick tap attempt didn't work the first time, but there for the second time, Della Bryan, the 5'8" junior, cleans it up.
Ella Bryan was definitely expectant for that ball. Good eye sequence there, just tracking the ball, waiting at the net, expecting the overpass, and then she's so athletic, just reaching with that left arm and tipping the ball to the open court. Great court vision.
Third kill of the match for Bryan. Conway with a quick set, that one back at her. Nice job by the Fayetteville block. Okay, Conway was over the line. It's going to be a quick cheat point for Fayetteville, and that 2-point lead that the Lady Wampus Cats had is quickly gone. Great serve there from Fayetteville's Lily Mosier. And it's 3 consecutive points for Fayetteville, and they regain the lead.
That's her 21st ace of the season, and it's so flat and floats so well, it just dies right before it gets to that back serve receive line.
This time it's handled by Conway, but they have to scramble back and quickly get it across. Set for Harp, that one too far out though, and she can't adjust. Gives the point back to the Lady Wampus Cats.
Yep, that set just a little too far outside over that right shoulder of Harp.
8-8. These two teams duked it out about through the first half of the opening match, but opening set, excuse me. And Conway pulled away. We'll see what Conway's got here in the second set. Harp attack cross court, handled easily by Conway. Net violation there on Conway, so that kill, even though it landed down, goes into a violation against the Lady Cats. I always feel cheated as an attacker, right? It's like, I got that kill, and they get called for an error.
Exactly. I feel like she should get the kill anyway. That's Isabella Satania. Only 5'9" as a middle, but massive hops.
Nice attack there from Conway's Dearden. And she puts it down. It's her 4th kill of the match. That's team high now.
And Dearden took advantage of that middle blocker. Isabella Street not closing. You see there's a space in between that outside and that middle blocker, and Dearden took advantage of that, powered through that seam.
You can see why Conway got to this point. They have balance. Dearden with 4 kills. Gibson Smith both have 2. Zimmerman with a pair. In Fayetteville, this comes like, all right, you're going to stop Harper, you're not. And that's 11 kills for Reagan.
Reagan Harp absolutely on fire, and then she's so casual about it. After she gets the kill, it's like she's been doing it all season, which she has, well over 500 kills on the season.
It's 10-9 Fayetteville out in front. That serve perfectly placed, and that's another ace.
That was such a good serve. Yep, Megan Smith thought that ball was out. She ducked, and it just floated over her head right to the line. We call that painting the line.
Yeah, Quincy Schaefer, her first ace of the match, the 4th up to this point for Fayetteville. Nice answer though back from from Conway as Gibson gets another kill. That's 4 for the match. She's hitting 50%. Need to feed her the volleyball a little more.
That's a great efficiency so far. That's the key. That's what's going to keep Conway in. Like I said before, limiting those errors, being more efficient and effective on offense.
Fayetteville with a quick set right in the middle, and a nice job to put that down by Isabella Street, a 6'1" freshman. That's her first kill of the night. I almost said night because it looks like a night outside. It's so dark with the rain clouds here in Hot Springs today. Bryan on the attack for Fayetteville. Nice diving dig there for Floyd. And Conway hammers it home on the far side. It's Rin Jones, the sophomore.
Conway with 19 kills so far in this match, and I've been really impressed by the scrappiness of that back row, laying out for most of these swings. But here we see the disparity in the hitting percentage. Fayetteville 277, Conway 149, so just not as efficient on offense.
The tap doesn't work there for Fayetteville. So Conway comes back. Now one put down from Bryan. That's a most teams would kill to have a complimentary player of the talent of Bryan, and she's over 250 kills now on the season.
Exactly. Bryan does such a good job in the front row, and what makes that even more impressive is that she's only 5'8", so she just has to be quick and explosive. She has to jump high, and she does all those things very well.
Smith, who's been quiet here in this second set, see if she can get the Conway offense going. Set to the outside, and Fayetteville's Lauren Taylor, a sophomore, hammers that one home. So we're starting to see a little bit of the youth get some playing time here for Fayetteville.
Exactly, all these younger players knowing that they need to step up to get Fayetteville that 4th state championship, and they are doing well so far.
Fayetteville's got their biggest lead here of the second set, 14-11, and Conway takes a quick timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll step aside for 30 seconds as you're watching the 6A State Volleyball Championship.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Vaping addicts you to nicotine and can prematurely age your lungs to those of a 70-year-old. Don't get lost in the fog. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! Whoa. It's going up in here! Let's go!
This month on...
We're back here in the 6A State Volleyball Championship, 14-11 Fayetteville in set number 2. And Conway able to dig out that long attack. Another nice kill attempt, and a kill done by Taylor for Fayetteville. It's 15-11. Don't forget, you get live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. You can grab some free downloads. You can have print mades. These are a great championship keepsake. Nice job for Conway to answer and stop that run. Ava Gibson puts one down.
Ava Gibson is so impressing me with her range and then just the sharpness of that swing. Really sharp cross-body swing straight down right in front of that 10-foot line. However, Conway's going to get called in the net, I believe, and it's Fayetteville's point.
That's a big break for the Lady Bulldogs. Makes it 16-11, and another block at the net. This is a big run for Fayetteville right in the middle part of this set, much like it was in the first.
Exactly. Fayetteville breaking away when they need to. Their blockers doing a really good job tracking that set, watching that hitter, and then diving their arms into those open seams and just shutting down the net.
That's 5 straight points for the Lady Bulldogs to build this 17-11 advantage. Smith tries to end the run, and she does. It's a big kill there for Conway's best player.
Smith only with a couple kills on the night, on the day. There I go saying night because it's so dark outside. But let's definitely look to her to step up more, maybe get set a little bit more as Conway looks to shorten that lead.
Serve not handled great there by Fayetteville. They do get it across, and now Conway on the attack. Nice diving save there from Hart. Taylor's been active here in this second set, and that was put down by Satania. So the sophomore couldn't put it down, but the freshman did. A lot of youth on that front line right now for Fayetteville, and you know, Coach Jessica Phelan's got to be loving what she's seeing from these youngsters. Got a rotation error on Fayetteville. Coach Jessica Phelan wants an explanation. Cliff Notes version, obviously there's a lot of ways how it can. How does that happen?
Yep, either you're lined up wrong, you have to be perfectly spaced out in that 6th rotation. I think he said that the setter moved a little too early and crossed over into an opposing player's space on the court.
The nuances of the game, got to be on it. Conway can't handle that though, so Fayetteville does quickly get that point back. 18-14, the Lady Bulldogs 7 points away from taking a 2-set lead.
And that's a good way to respond by Fayetteville. Just a ton of power. Ella Bryan powering through that ball, tooling the block, doing what she's been doing so well all night.
That serve goes wide though, so it gives the point right back. 18-15. I think now's the time to do it if you're going to make a run if you're Conway. Cannot afford to fall down 2-0 against anybody, let alone the 3-time defending state champ.
You need an aggressive serve. You really need to get Fayetteville out of system.
Off attacks on the back row. That one sails long though, so that's the start of it for Conway. 18-16. Still a lot of volleyball to be played here in this set, and Fayetteville going to take a quick timeout, their first one of the afternoon.
And 2 points is definitely doable for Conway. I think the key here is an aggressive serve, maybe pushing Fayetteville back deep into the court, not allowing them to set either Harp in the back row or any of the front row players.
So Fayetteville's up 18-16. We'll keep it here as the Lady Bulldogs took their first time out of the match. And you know, when you're a team that hasn't faced any adversity up to this point, maybe like how do you react? And maybe that's why the time out there is taken for Coach Phelan.
And Coach Phelan knows exactly what to say to this team. They've been in this situation so many times. They know how to perform in these high-pressure, high-intensity situations. Coach Phelan is such a positive role model for these players. She played in college herself. And then we see here the blocks. Fayetteville with 3, Conway with none. Conway getting good touches on the ball in defense, but it's mainly their floor defense that's been so good for them here today.
Yeah, Durden and Smith both have 4 kills for Conway. Jones and Gibson with 3. They're trailed by 2, and they've got service here. That's a Bishop Floyd with the serve. A nice serve on that back row. They should get a chance to take advantage. A big block, though, again in the middle. You mentioned that Conway doesn't have any blocks. That's the 4th of the day for Fayetteville, and Satania goes up and sends it the other way.
And it's not even that Fayetteville's block is that big. It's just that they're really good at timing. They jump really high. They set the block in the right place, and then they press their arms over the net. That block was big for them as far as momentum is concerned.
Yep, all about that arm angle there for Satania, but a nice job from Conway to tap that one down. I believe they're going to call that over the nets, possibly against Conway. That'll be a quick discussion of it. Jessica Phelan immediately jumped up and wanted an error called. And I believe she got her way. So instead of being 19-17 and Conway have served, now it's 20-16 and Fayetteville has a ton of momentum.
Exactly. Each point, especially in this red zone towards the end of the game, is huge. Yep, looks like she just crossed over that plane of the net, reached her hand onto the other side of the net.
In that replay, you could see Quincy Schaefer immediately calling for it. Back comes Conway, a big put down from Emily Zimmerman.
That setter-hitter connection with Conway, setter, and their middles is really, really solid. When they get an in-system pass, the timing is really good, and they just ran a simple one set there, but able to see the block so well and hit through the seam.
Fayetteville trying to answer with Harp's attack. That's dug out, though, by Conway. Nice tap. They find the hole in the defense for the Lady Cats. That's an undervalued play in volleyball.
Exactly, and it was such a good decision. Fayetteville not expecting it because Conway hasn't done it yet. A little setter dump into the donut hole. Fayetteville on their heels, totally expecting her to set the ball.
That's Ella White with the point there for Conway. Fayetteville does a nice job of scramble to get back and see if Conway can take advantage of it, and they do. I believe that was Zimmerman again with the kill, 20-19. And this very heavy Conway crowd is getting behind the Lady Wampus Cats.
Emily Zimmerman has such a high efficiency number because she sees the court so well, has such good court vision.
Fayetteville going back to Harper. That one's blocked, coming right at us. And the Lady Cats have come all the way back to tie this one up at 20. That's 4 consecutive points for Conway.
Conway just shutting down that net, timing it out so well. Pressing their arms into the open seam. There's their first block of the match, really when it matters.
So we're tied at 20 here in set number 2. That serve, though, goes well long. Maybe a little too much adrenaline going, taking advantage of that run. It was Fayetteville the lead and service.
Now, if you're Conway, you don't want Fayetteville to go on another run, obviously. So the key to this is siding out quick. First ball, solid pass, solid set, and you need your attackers to put the ball away efficiently.
That's Harrelson on the serve. Already has 2 aces on the day. Conway handles that, then it's put down. A big cross-court attack for the Lady Cats. Again, ties the match.
And that was a great spot by Madison Dearden to that deep corner. A nice deep corner swing. We haven't seen that a lot, but just weaving it through 2 defenders in the back row.
21 all. Bishop Floyd, 5'4" junior serving for Conway. And that'd be an ace. 5 aces on the day for Conway. They've got a late lead, and Conway wants a time, or excuse me, Fayetteville wants a timeout. We'll take it with them. 30 seconds. Conway 22, Fayetteville 21. We'll find out who takes set 2 right after this.
I chose a car that would be safe for our family. And when it comes to our financial future, I don't take any chances there either. That's why we bank with Centennial. They give me everything I could want in a bank, from the latest technology to great service. But the biggest thing they give me is confidence. So in a time when there's plenty of things to worry about, my money isn't one of them.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, through their 17 electric distribution cooperatives throughout Arkansas, is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS Sports. For more information, visit aecc.com. Conway up 22-21, and add one to it. The Lady Cats have all the momentum, and this one is Zimmerman. Hammer wants another home.
And I always say the server should get an assist on that. That was all the server. She started it, causing chaos in Fayetteville's back row.
That's Bishop Floyd. She's again on serve. They go outside the harp, and they're going to say a lift or a 2 hits, and now Fayetteville starting to see little chinks in the armor. Conway now has set point.
That's what momentum and confidence will do for you.
You got to remember, Fayetteville had a 17-11 lead in this match. I believe that's correct. Rhoda Harp, she quickly ends the run. That was 4 straight points for Conway. And now gives the serve back to the Lady Bulldogs, even though they trail it 24-22.
And if you're Fayetteville, you want Quincy Schaefer, the server right now, to be serving. She leads her team in aces.
Already has one today. Quick set, put down. Conway takes set number 2, and we are all squared up after 2 sets in the 6A State Volleyball Championship. We got no sweeps today, and this thing is going to get interesting. We'll step aside after a big set there from Conway. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC, and it's on Arkansas PBS Sports.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours. When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
You wouldn't drink it, so why breathe it? Vaping liquids contain chemical oils that can severely damage your lungs. Don't get lost in the fog. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Do you think that's the key thing missing in the conversation about climate change?
Learn a lot about the African American experience.
It's your palate, it's your taste, it's how you like to cook.
Look at all the colors.
Discovering stories of people.
Voices will be heard today.
People really see the message.
Such a shared experience.
The choice is yours.
You make the decision.
With Passport on the PBS video app. We all know the best ways to take care of our teeth, like brushing twice a day and flossing once a day. But there's another small thing you can do that protects your teeth in a big way. If you or your child is involved in contact sports, wearing a mouth guard is important to protect teeth. Mouth guards cover teeth and gums to prevent and reduce injury to teeth, lips, and gums. There are several varieties of mouth guards, so you can find one that is affordable and easy to use. A mouth guard should fit properly, be durable and easy to clean, and not restrict speech or breathing. Talk with your dentist about which mouth guard is best for you or your child's needs. At Delta Dental of Arkansas, we're proud to be the champions of your smile. For more helpful oral health tips and information, visit www.deltadentalar.com.
1, 2, 3, turn up! Whoa. What's going on in here? Let's go!
If you love seeing these televised high school sports championships, please consider making a gift to Arkansas PBS today. Conway won, Fayetteville won. We're in for some fireworks this morning here in Hot Springs.
It's been such a back and forth battle, some exclamation point kind of swings, some scrappy digs. It's been fun so far.
We saw 5 sweeps last year in the finals. Here in the first match today, we're ending that trend. As Conway bounces back and takes set number 2, but Fayetteville opens up the 3rd frame with a block and a point.
That's Fayetteville's 5th block of the match so far. They do a really good job with their timing and spacing across the net.
There's Lily Mosier serving for Fayetteville. A quick set there to Zimmerman. We were talking during the break of how impressive she's been today. And net violation there for Fayetteville. That's going to send the point and the serve back over to the Lady Cats.
Yep, to your point on Zimmerman, hitting 500 so far this match, which is so impressive at this level. And then it's not just the efficiency, it's also the range. We've seen her hit some really sharp crossbody swings, some deep swings, some great left-handed tips. She's really been doing it all.
Quick sit there for Hart. Again, Conway's into the net now. We've seen that violation a couple times. Players starting to maybe settle into the match, losing their awareness of where they are on the floor.
Exactly, and you know, they're hyper throughout the entire match. Maybe they chugged an energy drink, maybe they're just a little revved up. Of course, it's state, so you're really pressing your arms over the net, which sometimes means that you're going to touch the net.
Nice attack there for Conway, tipped the net, but Fayetteville can't rally to catch it. So now we're tied at 2. It almost feels like there's just so many different levels in each point or each match or each sets, if you will. Like the first 10 points, you're kind of filling each other out, then you got a big run in the middle.
Exactly. There's kind of a pattern that goes throughout all of volleyball, and we're definitely seeing it here today.
Harp's attack handled at the net. Conway's got a chance to respond. The better rallies we've seen so far here today. Deanna Harps attack that one, though, finally gets down. And Fayetteville takes a 3-2 lead.
Conway's blocked just a little early there, so they were coming down when Harp swung. And that is the reason for the tool. And Harp always coming in with so much power. She was off the net there, but it really doesn't matter. She's got a ton of maturity as a pin hitter. She's able to really swing wherever that ball is.
Good to see Megan Smith get back up as that serve goes long. She went down. The net stander stood between her and I, so I couldn't see if it was a knee or an ankle, but good to see Conway's leading attacker back on the floor and doesn't come out.
Yep, if there's ever a time to bounce back, it's definitely the state.
Harp, the big attack down the line. Two teams just trading points right now. 15 kills now for Reagan Harp and a .250 hitting percentage.
And that's such a great spot of the court to swing at. That down the line, really sharp swing, turning her body and snapping her wrist.
Again, another net infraction on Fayetteville. I believe that's 3 already between the two teams in this set, just in the first 8 points.
These are errors that you obviously really want to limit, especially in this third set. You should be kind of calmed down now and get into a rhythm, and those errors just take away from any momentum that you may have.
The down official's looking for that antenna to move at all, and he saw it there and made the correct call. Attack, though, into the net from Alexis Cox, the junior from Conway.
It's a pretty difficult swing to attack. It's a high ball. It's coming over your shoulder. You have to pace and time that out perfectly in order to hit that over the net. So that's a pretty hard ball to swing at.
5-4, Fayetteville has the lead here in the third set. Nice attack there in the middle from Conway. Ava Gibson, another kill. That's her 4th of the match.
The middles for Conway have really been coming up big for them tonight. That's Ava Gibson right there running that 3 set. So there's more space between the setter and the hitter, which spreads out the blocker, makes it easier to tool. But Ava Gibson and Emily Zimmerman, both middles for Conway, really stepping up big. And that's also a testament to their back row, keeping them in system.
That one's going to sail long, so Fayetteville's going to take a 6-5 lead. I'm just impressed by the balance. I mean, this may be me sounding like a broken record, but 5 players with already 4 kills in the match for Conway. They're spreading it around. It shows you how there's different ways to win a volleyball match. You don't have to do it one way or another. You've got to play to your roster.
Exactly, and that's Ella White, the setter, doing a really good job balancing out that offense.
Big attack there from Bryan and puts it down for Fayetteville. More than anything, really in any sport, is that you can't be predictable. You can't, your opposition can't know what you're about to do on a consistent basis and expect to have continued success.
Exactly, you want to keep the defense on their toes. You don't want the blockers to camp out on one person. You've got to spread out the offense and keep them guessing for sure.
Quick set for Conway, handled by Fayetteville though. Bryan again puts one down. They're starting to find Bryan. She has 7 kills now for the match. So 22 kills between Harp and Bryan. That 1-2 attack for the Lady Bulldogs is working, and they have an 8-5 lead here in the third. A nice answer there from Dearden. Her 7th kill for Conway. That's team high.
Dearden found the hands of the right side blocker, tooling the block down the line. Solid swing to keep Conway in it.
Satania's attack put down, so a nice job by Satania, the freshman, to answer right back for Fayetteville.
I'm really impressed so far. I've said this before, but the setter-hitter connections on both sides of the net, it's really hard to get in a groove with your middles at the high school level, and these teams are performing at such an elite level through their middles.
That serve into the net. That just shows the amount of work that goes into it. It's not just a seasonal sport anymore. Obviously, volleyball is year-round, and that is, if you want to use the baseball term, just banging balls over and over. Just practice set after set after set with your hitters to master your craft.
Exactly. The only way to perfect it is just reps on reps on reps.
9-7 Fayetteville has the lead. They struggle to handle that serve and can't get it back across.
That's Conway's 6th ace, doing a really good job keeping Fayetteville's serve receive uncomfortable, moving those serve receivers around.
See the total aces there. Conway has the slight advantage. That's for the match, not just this set. Harper quickly puts one down, kill number 16. It really seems like anytime Fayetteville needs to stop the momentum, to gain momentum, or just because the day is Saturday, they go to Harp.
Yep, Harp is the hot hands, but she's been the hot hands all season, and it's because anywhere the set is, she can hit it. That set was inside, but it doesn't matter because Harp is so quick to the ball.
Smith tries to answer, and she does. The first time we've had a chance to call Megan Smith's name in a while. That's her 5th kill for the Lady Cats.
We've talked about this before, but Conway doing a really good job spreading it out. They haven't been going to Smith a lot, but that's because their middles and Dearden and Zimmerman have really been stepping up and being efficient.
And Fayetteville struggles to handle that serve. See if Conway can take advantage. Back to Smith. She was there at the net with the block, and she gets another point. So we hadn't called her name for much, and all of a sudden back-to-back points. Conway's number 26 gets her name called and ties the match at 10 apiece.
And Conway really wanted that point too because they thought earlier in the play that Fayetteville lifted the ball, so they would have been really unsatisfied if they didn't earn that point.
Harp, her attack sails wide. Off the block, and so that's a point for Fayetteville. And you may hear the crowd behind us or around us here, and you might hear the lift call. Just imagine the 3 seconds in the lane. That is the volleyball equivalent of what fans complain about the most, right? It's the one thing, oh, that's a lift every point.
Yeah, seriously.
That attack goes long. Conway saying it was tipped. The officials do not agree. And so the Lady Bulldogs have a 12-10 lead.
Yeah, but we talk about the fans, the Conway fans, the student section booing pretty loudly.
Easy drive from Conway, minus that construction that never seems to get fixed. Maybe one day Interstate 30 will not be a total disaster.
I mean, seriously, when are they going to get that figured out?
Certainly not today. Fayetteville, a little longer drive. That one put down, though, for Conway, Ava Gibson. About an hour, maybe hour 10 from Conway here to Hot Springs. Fayetteville, depending on which way you come. If you go all the way down to Y City and over, you're looking probably 3:45, depending on how fast you drive.
Yep, and there we see Gibson with that crossbody swing, super sharp that she's been doing so well. She's so quick to the ball, and it's great setter-hitter connection.
And a block attempt goes wide, and Fayetteville gets another point on a Harp kill.
Harp hitting over 300, which, like I said before, is great efficiency numbers for the outside.
Conway tries to answer, but again, the block's been right there. Block number 5 for the Lady Bulldogs. And Conway wants to take a timeout, so we'll step aside with them for 30 seconds. Fayetteville putting together a run. They lead at 15-11 here in the 6A State Volleyball Championship, and you're watching it on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie. I row with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody.
I love the
If you want a copy of today's championship match or any of the 5 that are going to be going on today, just go to mmproductions.net and place your order. Big shout out to M&M Productions for making this happen. Of course, a big thanks to all the crew at Arkansas PBS as we're just getting started for the championships for the 2022, 23, 24 season, whatever year it is. Of course, we got volleyball, we got football coming up in a little over a month. And basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball. We stay busy. We're busy here as Fayetteville leads at 15-11 here in set number 3. Bryan's attack can't be handled by Conway, and Fayetteville's got their largest lead of the sets. It's 16-11.
Ella Bryan doing things that most 5'8" pin hitters can't do. Jumping super high, tooling high hands off the block. She is so athletic and explosive in her approach.
Conway needs a stop, and they don't get it. That one goes right to Bryan, an easy put down with the left hands. 8 kills on the match for Bryan. And Fayetteville starting to pull away, and Conway, they want to take another timeout? Nope, just a substitution.
We talk about hitting percentages a lot so far this match. Bryan hitting at .444, which is fantastic as a pin hitter.
Conway needs to put together another run, just much like they did in set number 2. We'll go back to Bryan, the hot hands. This time they come back to Taylor. Her kill can't be handled. The 6-foot sophomore gets another one for her. That's 3 on the match, and Fayetteville's really starting to put some distance between them and the Lady Cats here in set number 3.
Quincy Schaefer, Fayetteville's setter, is doing a really good job spreading out her offense. She's been setting Bryan a lot, and then she just throws in the back set and keeps Conway's block off guard.
5-0 run for Fayetteville. Now they got a chance to add to it. We'll go back to Bryan. Her attack runs way long, though, and Conway really needed that hitting error. Get ball back and serve and see if they can start to chip away at this advantage.
Yep, they need an aggressive serve right now by their senior Megan Smith. Get them going in the right direction, maybe get some momentum back on their side.
Quick set though, but the attack goes long. Fayetteville's asking for a tip. They don't get it. So it's 18-13. Fayetteville as a team hitting over 300.
Exactly, so they haven't really been erroring that much. So a miss hit like that is okay when they've been as efficient as they've been.
Nice serve, handled on the back row. We'll go back to Bryan. No tip, no handles. Again, back out to Bryan. This time Conway can handle it. So every time that you think that, okay, they've got to be going to Harp, they didn't go to her on the last attack, they go back to Bryan, the quick change up, and well, that's 10 kills now for Ella Bryan.
Bryan and Harp, a really good tandem there on the outside. Both of them can put the ball away very efficiently, and they're both very different pin hitters, so it's hard for Conway's defense to get into any kind of rhythm.
Go back to Bryan. This time dug out by the back row for Conway, but they've got to scramble to get it across. Fayetteville didn't like to call that stayed in. But we play on. Well, Fayetteville's got to scramble to get it across. That one deflected at the net, and the kill goes over to Conway, and Coach Jessica Phelan wants to talk to the down official about that return that she thought became on this side, which is the close side of the antenna, which I assume would be ruled out.
Yep, she's definitely not happy about that call. And then we see Gibson running through the middle, that 3 set, spreading out that block and moving her away from a one-on-one type of situation.
Quick set right in the middle, right into the net and down. So Conway gets 3 straight points. And Fayetteville wants to take a timeout to stunt the momentum. 19-15 has a very similar to the last game. Conway kind of hung around, took a big run late, but Fayetteville trying to avoid that this time.
Exactly. I know Fayetteville's not getting comfortable, but it's almost kind of like that. They've got a big enough lead, and then Conway just inching back. It's almost like Fayetteville lets down their guard just a little bit, but Fayetteville definitely outplaying Conway right now. Hitting 275 to Conway's 176, 37 kills to Conway's 32, 42 digs. They're both pretty similar on the back row to Conway's 39 digs, but 5 blocks to Conway's 1 block. So it's a pretty tight game. But here we see the errors for Conway, 16 to Fayetteville's 12. Fayetteville just being a little more clean, playing less sloppy up right now.
So it's 19-15. Fayetteville has a lead. Fans of all ages here in Bank at OZK Arena. The Lady Cats with the serve. That's Floyd. Taylor's attack right into the net, making another point, adds to the run for Conway.
It's almost like when it rains, it pours for Conway in these mid-set runs they have going on.
We always know that volleyball is a sport of runs, but even more so today, it seems. We go back to Bryan. The block though for Conway is right there. Try to dump it over, can't take advantage though. Harp's back row attack dug out nicely by Smith. Satania's attack. Conway was in the net though. That was going to be close to the line, but it didn't matter as Conway got into the net. A point for the purple-clad Lady Bulldogs.
Satania, just a freshman, but not really playing like it. You see her there waiting on the ball, waiting on that approach, and then speeding up, using all that momentum to paint the line.
Great serve there from Fayetteville as they get the ace. Madison Williams, the 5'8" senior. Another good serve on that back row, not handled perfectly. Now Fayetteville got a chance to add to this 5-point lead, and they do. Conway not ready for the tip there, and Satania finds a quick hole, and Conway's going to take a timeout.
Yep, Satania definitely coming up big for Fayetteville late in this set. And if you're Conway, I've seen a lot of swings go to the back middle, which is where Reagan Harp is. You kind of want to swing away from her because she's so solid at defense. She's leading her team in digs. But just controlling that first ball contact, Reagan Harp, and then Satania putting the ball away. Great court vision for just a freshman, doing a really good job, not only swinging, but mixing in a bunch of shots and using that full arsenal of offense.
Satania, you mentioned the freshman, 6 kills, a 273 hitting percentage, but maybe more importantly, 2 blocks in this match. Fayetteville's really controlled the net. I'm not going to say they've taken Conway out of their game, because obviously the Lady Cats have more than just the attack at the net, but they're doing a nice job of making the Lady Cats change things up.
I agree, and Satania all season has been a big reason why Fayetteville's block has been so good. She leads her team in blocks with well over 77 so far in the season. That's such impressive numbers for a freshman.
So Madison Williams going to stay on serve for Fayetteville. They're 3 points away from taking the set and the lead here in the 6A Volleyball Championship. Nice recovery there for Fayetteville, and Bryan again gets the kill.
And for those watching at home, watch Bryan's approach. She waits really long. She has to get a ton of space between her and the net, and then she speeds up into, and since she's shorter, she has to jump high and use all of that momentum, all of that long approach to help her swing, and she does a picture-perfect job at it.
Conway's attack goes into the net. Now it's going to be set point for Fayetteville. They've got an 8-point lead. And they needed a big run. Fayetteville's put one together. They've scored 5 consecutive points now after they took a timeout at 19-16. Conway, though, keeps it alive. Zimmerman with the kill to end that mini run. And Fayetteville's got a handful of set points to play with.
And if you're Conway, you want to just keep chipping away, maybe gain some momentum for the next set.
They go to Bryan. Their attack sails long, so Conway again to kind of chip away, dig out of this hole, 24-18.
Yep, that set just a little too low and inside for Brian, who wasn't able to use all of her hops to swing at that ball.
The Harp on the back row. Dug out nicely by Conway. Now Smith from the back row. Tough set there again. Satania adjusts, gets the kill, and then the set for Fayetteville. So the three-time defending state champs inching closer to another. They're a set away. They take set number 3, 25-18. We'll step aside as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Vaping addicts you to nicotine and can prematurely age your lungs to those of a 70-year-old. Don't get lost in the fog. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! It's going up in here! Let's go!
This month on Arkansas PBS.
To think that our greed and our industrialization would blink this thing out.
We've got treasures that are haunting and maybe haunted.
I was terrified of this chair.
This is a good photograph of Lizzie Borden.
It was a cultural and musical phenomenon that pulsed through the nation's dance clubs. But not everyone was a fan.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
You know, I think sports are really big to a lot of people, and because it's an important part of our fabric and our community. And the one good thing about what I've seen is it's high quality production. You know, you think of the small communities all over Arkansas, it's a big deal that they can turn on the TV or DVR or whatever and know they're going to get a quality product. And so I think it just expands the focus of what PBS is doing. You know, Arkansas PBS is doing a great job, and I think it's part of education.
The biggest plays, the biggest celebrations, and on the state's biggest stage. It's the 2023 Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports. It starts with the 8-man football game and runs all the way through Class 7A. For all the games, the schedules, and the ways to watch, let's go to myarpbs.org/sports.
We on that next level. We on that next level.
You want to watch these games again online? Just subscribe to the Arkansas PBS YouTube channel, and you'll get notified when they are available. Saw the spot there right before we came back. Football championships not too far away. First 2 weekends in December. Plan accordingly to be in Little Rock or be on your couch watching the broadcast right here on Arkansas PBS. So Fayetteville takes a 2-1 set lead. All momentum back on to the Lady Bulldog side. If you're Conway, let's put on the coach's whistle here. Madison Fitzpatrick, what are you telling your team during that timeout?
I think you definitely need to shut down Reagan Harp. She's been way too efficient and effective out there at the pin. I think I would almost tell my team, block her first. Focus on her. Defenders try and fill in those gaps. Really focus on her to shut her down. 18 kills. She's had a phenomenal game so far.
So set number 4 underway here in Hot Springs, and right back to Harp and right back to getting kills in the stat sheet. 19 in the match.
I'll tell you what, that's a really hard spot on the court to defend. That deep corner line shot. She's so wristy, able to control that ball so well and place it wherever she wants on the court. There's no wonder why she's going D1 to UCA.
That's a term I was not expecting to hear today. She's a wristy.
It's a really good skill to have in volleyball. It means you got a lot of command over the ball. Your wrist plays a big part in your swing.
Nice block by the Conway defense, but back to Harp. And again, they're able to dig it out. So nice possession here defensively for Conway. And can they take advantage of it? They can, as that one goes into the cheap seats. And a big point for Conway to tie it up at 1.
There's a lot of power behind that swing to the deep corner. So much power that Fayetteville's defense wasn't able to control it. Great hustle, though. That's exactly what you want to see out of your defensive line, scrambling for every single ball.
It's the cheapest seat in the house right where that ball went, mainly because all the prices are the same here at Banco GK Arena. Nice block again by Conway. Zimmerman goes up and rejects it. If you've got nothing to do today, come on down to Hot Springs. One ticket will get you in all day. You don't have to listen to me talk. You can watch it. The 2A state championship will be next. That'll be an ace for Conway. Scheduled for 105, but that's obviously going to depend on what happens here.
And here's the advantage of that serve. It floats really well, and then it rises up. So you see it low, dropping, and it's really difficult for the serve-receive line to aim and get in the right position for that ball because it moves so much.
Block again there for Conway. They're doing a really nice job at the net this set, excuse me. Great job on the back line, and both teams are playing that scramble drill. Really, really good defense on both sides. That attack goes wide, though, and Conway gets the point. 4 consecutive here in set number 4 for the Lady Wampus Cats.
Conway worked really hard defensively for that point, laying out for all of those balls and doing a really good job covering that line shot, which Harp has been hitting very consistently.
Fayetteville trying to put it into this 4-0 run. Can't do it. Zimmerman again puts it down, and Fayetteville going to take an early timeout here in set number 4, so we'll step aside with them. Conway leads at 5-1 here in the 4th.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
We're back here in set number 4. Fayetteville leads the match 2-1, but Conway has all the momentum here in set number 4. They've scored 5 consecutive points and they lead at 5-1. Fayetteville took a quick timeout, and this is exactly what Conway needed coming out of that 3rd set.
Exactly. I love the passion from Conway. I see it throughout all of the players. Every time they get a point, they're celebrating like it's the final point. That's definitely keeping them in it, all that energy that they have.
So Floyd back to serve for for Conway. Lady Bulldogs go back to Harp, and they finally do put an end to that run, but the Conway block was there, just couldn't control it and keep in front of them.
Exactly, the Conway block is there. The timing isn't right, and they're not pressing their arms over the net at the right point. Reagan Harp just powering through that seam and tooling that middle block who didn't close all the way.
Oh. Elevation there for Conway's Ren Jones. I haven't seen that kind of hop yet to this point, but that showed up out of nowhere.
Woo, that was some fast arm swing. I think that's the fastest swing we've seen all day, even in the slow motion. And it's almost like she had a full body crunch, all of her weight moving forward and then her whole body in the air, swinging through that ball. It's a very impressive swing from the right side, which, in my opinion, is the hardest side to swing from.
6A coaches remember the name, Ren Jones. She's only a sophomore. Harp, her attack blocked at the net again, and the Lady Cats have come to play here in the 4th.
Gibson did a really good job closing that block, getting all the way there, not allowing the tool to happen like it happened 2 points ago. That was really smart by her to fix her mistake and have a pretty technically sound block, bouncing back so well.
That serve sails long, though. Nice job defensively from Lily Mosier to let that one go. It was close. That's a big momentum killer there for Conway, and see if Fayetteville can put together a run of their own. Harp with the serve. Conway comes right back. That one hammered home from Jones. So the sophomore has showed up here in the fourth set. That she's got 6 kills in the match. One of 5 players now for Conway with 6 kills or more.
And that was a great set. Pretty far away from Jones, but she waited on it, showed a lot of maturity as a pin attacker, swung through that ball with such a quick arm.
Taylor, her attack's blocked. Jones tries to put one down for Conway, can't get it done. An attack from Conway, dug out by Harp on the back row. Point for Fayetteville as Conway got into the net. You can sense the tension really starting to pick up here inside Bank OZK Arena. Of course, set number 4. It's do or die time for Conway. They've got the 8-4 lead. The quick set there can't be handled by Gibson, so back-to-back points for the Lady Bulldogs.
And we haven't seen many errors from Gibson. That's only her 3rd. She's still hitting well over 300. That's an okay mistake to make when you're as efficient as you are.
So Reagan Case serving for Fayetteville. That attack, Smith. She's been fairly quiet in kind of stretches, but that's a big kill there for Conway's leading hitter, and she gets the kill.
That's called a wrist away swing. She's having to come inside, and then she's just dropping that thumb, using a lot of wrist. Like I said, a very wristy player, which makes the defense, it makes it hard for the defense to read her shoulder and her arm.
Catania's attack, that falls down and can't be blocked by Conway. So these 2 teams trading big blows right at the net. It's 9-6. Lady Wampus Cats out in front.
That's Catania's 8th kill of the night. She's been pretty active in the middle there. That's a testament to, these setters are playing at such an elite level, able to set every single one of their attackers.
That serve goes into the net though, so can't put together a run. Speaking of Fayetteville, 10-6. The crowd's not handling the emotion well. As a player, how do you handle kind of these stressful moments, especially as we're getting to the waning moments of a match?
Exactly. You have to slow the game down. You have to take it one pass at a time, one set at a time, or one swing at a time. All you're thinking about is your next move. You can't get ahead of yourself and overwhelm yourself with the grandiose that this is state. No, you have to boil it down to one play at a time.
Serve by Quinnett. That can't be handled by Fayetteville. Now it's 12-6 Conway.
Quinnett has been so impressive. We haven't really talked about her that much, but her defense has been so stellar so far this match. And then coming up big with that ace right there.
Another good serve, but Fayetteville handles it, but the block again shows up for the Lady Cats. And Fayetteville's going to take another timeout after the block by Lauren Goforth, the 5'11 junior. So we'll step aside with them. Conway leads at 13-6. 30-second timeout. We're back with set number 4.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie. I row with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC. I-30 at Alcoa exit.
Stay in touch with Arkansas PBS and never miss an update. Just visit myarpbs.org/sign up. Conway's got a 13-6 lead. They've got a ton of momentum. And Fayetteville has exhausted both of their timeouts here in the set. So they can't do anything but battle back. We know the 3-time defending state champion can do so. There's still a lot of points to be played. Starts right there with Harp on the back row. Conway can't handle it. That's the deficit to 6.
And that was a really smart decision by Quincy Schaefer, the setter. Setting the attacker she knows will get the kill. That's what it's going to take to get Fayetteville back in it.
There's Lily Mosier on serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Quick set from Conway, and Zimmerman hammers it home. 9th kill of the match for Emily Zimmerman, hitting almost 500. This continues to be impressive here on the state's largest stage.
Zimmerman so powerful, using all of that weight in front of her to power through that ball, and she also does a really good job avoiding the block. She sees the hands really well of the blocker, and she swings away from it.
Another quick set, that one though into the net. Zimmerman can't put it down. Zimmerman though on the year has over 200 kills, came into the match with 194.
Zimmerman actually powered through that ball, and it landed on Fayetteville's side of the net. That's all that power coming through right there.
That's my mistake. So Conway's up 15-7. Harpville, her attack sent back the other way, and Conway and their fans are feeling it. It's 16-7. We went through about a set and a half, maybe 2 sets, and Conway didn't have a block, and all of a sudden you look up, now they've got 5.
Exactly. Zimmerman really stepping up and leading her team through that middle, doing a really good job at tracking that set.
Satania, her attack sent the other way. And that's a double hit though on Fayetteville, so the Lady Cats again get a point. It's 4 consecutive, and this is the largest lead of the match for either side. Conway leads it by 10.
I've said it before, but when it rains, it pours for Conway. When their defense is on, their offense is on, and then their block really has picked it up.
Yeah, the service game is there. Fayetteville's really got to scramble to get that one across, but they do. Again, a big attack from Jones, handled though by Fayetteville. And we'll see if the Lady Bulldogs can start to chip into this lead. They find no man's land as Conway and Madison Dearden puts one down in the middle. 11-point advantage for the Lady Cats.
That was a really smart shot by Dearden, who just took a little bit off it, rolled it to the open court. There's been a lot of swings this game, so she's catching Fayetteville on their heels. Really good court vision and court awareness.
5 consecutive points for the Lady Wampus Cats. Harpville puts it into that mini run, and should that be the momentum starter that Fayetteville drastically needs. Doesn't matter who you are, if you're a Fayetteville fan, you are wanting to avoid set number 5. Here's Harrelson on the serve. A couple aces on the day. It doesn't matter. Zimmerman hammers another one home right in the middle of that Conway attack. She has 11 kills in the match. And it just doesn't seem like there's anything slowing down this momentum for Conway here in the 4th.
And one thing that Zimmerman does really well is she hits that ball at such a high point over the net, almost hitting over the opposing block, hitting .556 this game.
Harp's attack deflected, but blocked back on to the Fayetteville side of the net, and everything's just turning up aces for Conway.
Conway is in a rhythm right now. I like to call this the flow zone. Everything is working. It's kind of muscle memory. You're not overthinking anything, and it's almost like everything seems to go your way.
And now you just need to make the simple plays. If you're Conway, you've got a 12-point lead, only need 5 points for the set. Just make sure you do the simple things. Harp gets credit for the kill as that one's blocked out of bounds.
And that was a smart set to run right there. It was an inside set. She didn't run it all the way out to the pin. That's a 3 set, kind of moving that block around because the block has really become more effective.
Great serve by Schaefer for Fayetteville, and they'll get the point. (20-10). Back-to-back points there for the Lady Bulldogs. Out to Jones. That one rides the net and goes wide, so that's a 3-0 mini run for Fayetteville. Got to start somewhere if you're going to climb this mountain.
Exactly, and if you want anyone back there on the service line, you want Schaefer, who leads the team in aces.
.59 senior, Luce Schaefer. That serve goes well long, though. So Conway 4 points away from forcing a 5th and decisive set. Harp's attack, put down nicely. Apparently it's best if you don't hit yourself in the face in the microphone. You can probably hear what I say.
That was a great set by Schaefer, and then Harp does a really good job waiting on that ball, having a nice long approach, keeping that ball in front of her, using all of that momentum to power through.
And Harp serve can't be handled on the back row for Conway, so again the Lady Bulldogs just kind of chipping away. This was 20-8, now it's 21-13.
That was always my favorite thing as a player. You get the kill, and then you go back and you get the ace. Just confidence building left and right.
So outside to Megan Smith. That's handled on the back row, though, for Fayetteville. Can't get a good attack on it. Nice job on the block for Fayetteville. And Smith sends that one into the net. So momentum starting to pick up for Fayetteville.
The defense for Fayetteville definitely keeping them in it. Shutting down players that have been hot for Conway and then forcing them to error.
6-1 run here for Fayetteville. Make it 7-1 as Hart gets the ace. And Conway is going to take a timeout to try to stunt this momentum from Fayetteville, so we'll step aside with them. Fayetteville clawing back into this 4th set. You're watching the 6A State Volleyball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
I chose a car that would be safe for our family. And when it comes to our financial future, I don't take any chances there either. That's why we bank with Centennial. They give me everything I could want in a bank, from the latest technology to great service. But the biggest thing they give me is confidence. So in a time when there's plenty of things to worry about, my money isn't one of them.
Conway clinging to a 21-15 lead. I didn't think I was going to say that about 8 points ago, but Fayetteville just scratching and clawing their way back into this 4th set. And all of a sudden, they were down 12. Now they're within 6.
Well, Fayetteville definitely knows how to win 3 state championships in a row. They know how to compete in this arena. They're comfortable doing it. They know how to fight here. It's very impressive as they claw their way back into it.
So here we go. Reagan Harp still at serve for Fayetteville. They trail it by 6, but do have a 2-1 set advantage. At serve. Handled by Conway. They try to set up Smith on the outside. Bryan digs that one out. Taylor. And Jones the other way, but the block's there for Fayetteville. And the Lady Bulldog bench is getting into it.
Plays like that absolutely give me chill bumps. Every single one of those players fell to the ground in celebration. They know how important each point is as they claw their way back into this. Their blocking has really stepped up. Like I said before, their defense is keeping them in at the set.
8-1 run for Fayetteville. Conway trying to put a stop to it. Harp, her attack though into the net. Conway catches a break there. Now it's 22-16. More so than anything, obviously mistakes are going to happen, but you get Harp off of serve, who have been there for 6 consecutive points.
Exactly, and if you're Fayetteville, you want to have short-term memory. You brush that off, all that matters is this point.
Go outside to Bryan. A block not there for Conway, and maybe the nerves are starting to creep in for Conway a little bit. You know, you got to beat the champ. They're not going to beat themselves, and Fayetteville is gritting right back into this. Here's Reagan Case. He set up Smith on the outside. Back and forth to the net. Satania's going to get credit with the kill. Coach Laura Crow wanted a net violation. Not going to happen. 22-18.
I've been so impressed by Satania. Just a freshman, but able to handle all of this pressure that a state finals brings, handling it really well and performing very efficiently.
Quick set in the middle. That one sails wide. And all of a sudden, a 12-point lead is down to 3 for Conway. You can just sense the momentum meter is really tilted to our left, which is the Fayetteville side.
Exactly, and that set just a little too low right there.
A quick set there for Conway, can't take advantage of it. All of a sudden, it's 22-20, and another timeout from Conway. So we'll step aside with them. Both teams out of timeouts. We've got some drama. Don't go anywhere. Watching the 6A State Volleyball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
We're back here inside Bank OZK Arena. Conway has got a 22-20 lead, but they led it 20-8. Fayetteville has just scratched and clawed and fought their way back into it. So if you're Conway here, Madison, how do you stop this run?
It's right now, it's mental for Conway, 100%. They had such a solid lead. Like I said before, you need to focus on each play. You need a 3-pass, you need a solid set, and you need a kill right off the bat.
And there it is. Megan Smith goes deep corner with it, and a much-needed kill for Conway. That stops a 4 consecutive point run from Fayetteville, but more importantly, gets the ball back in service. And you mentioned it with Harp earlier. We get a kill, and now Smith to serve.
Exactly. Let's see what she can do with it.
Conway right back on the attack. I'm going to say that one was deflected at the net, so the Lady Cats now a point away from taking set number 4.
Conway really taking advantage of that timeout that they called. This is exactly how you want your team to respond after a timeout. Whatever Coach Laura Crow said to them is really working.
Megan Smith serving for the set. That one tips in that nice diving dig by Harp. Taylor's attack across court keeps Fayetteville alive. That takes a lot of confidence in your sophomore to go to her with the game on the line. Not the match, but the game, of course.
And that was a really confident swing by her. She waited on that approach and just snapped on the ball. Very sharp angle.
Serve from Williams, handled by Conway. That one deflected, and Conway handles the big run. They take set number 4, and we have got a 5th and deciding set coming up. We'll find out who the 6A state champion is going to be as we step aside, as you're watching it right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family, and part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank, a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Sports is so important to this state and the fabric of the state, and I appreciate Arkansas PBS doing all the state title games, and that makes it available for not just the fans in Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, but fans around the entire state. I can only think of the kids in small towns, and this is the biggest moment maybe in their sports careers, and they have that keepsake of having that game on TV to have with them the rest of their lives.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie. I row with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
We never gonna stop.
If you're not going to get your first kill of the match until the fourth set, it might as well be the point that wins it, as Lauren Goforth puts it down for Conway. 2 sets apiece here in the 6A state championship match.
You absolutely have to love it. The set finished by Lauren Goforth, her first kill of the night. And how impressive of her to swing so aggressively, not getting set that much, but to swing so aggressively and get the kill, coming up big for her team.
So 2 sets apiece, and just a quick note, we go to 15 here in set number 5. So go to 25 in sets 1 through 4, essentially treat set number 5 like a tie break. So the first one to 15, win by 2, is going to be your state champion here in the 6A state volleyball championship match. Can't ask for much more to start the day, so if you're tuning in looking for Conway, Christian, and Mansfield, you're going to be a little bit late. Starting serve off will be Conway and Ella White, number 10, the 5'5" senior. And the 5th set is underway. How do you handle the nerves of this?
Like I said before, you just simplify the game. You go back to what you know works, and you use your strengths to your advantage.
Yep, Harp sends one long, so Conway first on the board.
It always starts with an aggressive serve. You really want to get the other team out of system, not allow them to set up their offense early.
Well, you knew Conway would have a lot of momentum going into the 5th set if they won the 4th, but maybe the way Fayetteville rallied, and Harp gets the kill there, the way Fayetteville rallied at the end of that 4th set, being down 12, and sure they didn't get all the way back, but fighting back maybe gave them a little bit of momentum as well.
Exactly, and Fayetteville has that winning championship mentality, so it makes sense that they're able to perform and fight back in such high pressure situations.
Harrelson serve. That's her 3rd ace of the day. A big-time serve there from Morgan Harrelson, the 6-foot junior. No, correction, that's Zoe Harrelson, the 5'8" senior. 2 Harrelsons on the roster. Quick attack there from Conway, can't be handled by Fayetteville. And we're knotted up at 2 apiece.
And that was Zimmerman, who's been so efficient for Conway. Conway managing to be in system a lot, running that 1 set, and it wasn't perfectly timed, but Zimmerman has such a high reach and long arms that she was able to get a tip.
Floyd serve on the back row. Fayetteville scrambles. Smith sends it across. Now see if Fayetteville can take advantage of it. They go outside to Harp. Harp goes up at the block. The big attack is coming from Jones, but we talk about Harp so much on offense. That's her first block of the match on defense, comes at a huge juncture in this match.
And Harp, even though that's her first block, she's very technically sound. You see there, that's pretty much textbook blocking technique.
Schaefer's serve goes into the net, so a point given right back to the Lady Wampus Cats. 3 apiece.
I would expect nothing less than a back-and-forth battle for this 5th set.
It's been that way all day. Don't expect it to change here. A deep serve handled by Fayetteville. That was Mosier. Harp's attack right down the line. That's what you call a hammer.
And it's so smooth, too. There's nothing about her approach or swing that's jagged or forced. You can tell she's been playing at a very high level for a very long time.
Ball just explodes off the palm of her hand. 4-3 Fayetteville here in the 5th. Quick set, not a good set though, and Fayetteville takes advantage of it. So too much on that. Conway couldn't get a touch on it. The Lady Bulldogs have their largest lead here in this final and 5th set. That one well short though into the net. A miss hit there by Harp. 5-4. Fayetteville out in front.
And sometimes this happens when you have a pretty flat float serve. As a player, we've all done it. Sometimes you just serve underneath the net.
Harp's back row attack goes wide left. That ties the match up at 5. It's kind of like all of us hat golfers go up there. We're going to chunk one every now and then, right? We're going to have a bad serve.
Exactly. Nobody's perfect.
One called Bryan's name recently, and that one sails long. Ella Bryan's attack can't go down between the lines, so Conway scores 3 consecutive points. Now they're up on Fayetteville, 6-5.
The set on that was just drifting a little too far off the net.
Great serve there for Conway, and Fayetteville wants to take a timeout. We'll keep it here, though. 4 straight points for the Lady Cats, and because we are going to 15, that's why Fayetteville takes the timeout so early here in the 5th.
Yeah, that was a really smart timeout. Every single point counts, and you don't want Conway to go on these long runs that they have been doing. And also, it seems like they've got home court advantage. The fans are really loud for them, so that's just fueling all of that momentum and runs that they've been having.
Yeah, we mentioned the short drive from Conway, a whole lot shorter from Fayetteville. First time the Lady Cats have been in the championship in a few years. Looking for their first title since 2018, 2019. I've got too many pieces of paper in front of me.
2018, yep.
Yeah, 2018. So Coach Laura Crow coaching up the squad, but that crowd, as you mentioned, has played a huge factor really in set 4 and now here so far in set 5.
And it always does, no matter what sport you play. Home field, home court advantage is a huge thing in sports. It really, really makes it fun. You get fired up based off the crowd a lot of the times.
Well, if we know anything based on the previous set, Fayetteville's not going anywhere, even though they're down just 2.
Exactly, Conway cannot get comfortable.
Yep, Tate Jones with the serve there for Conway. Set up Harp on the back row. That attack went straight up, and Conway's got to scramble a touch. Smith's attack right back at Harp. Nice job to dig that one out. Bryan's attack finds some space, and we're going to say that hit the ground. No, they don't. So they said the hand got down. So great job by Conway to stay with it. Now Fayetteville's got to scramble a little bit. They try to jump it over, doesn't work. Now Megan Smith coming the other way. That one down the line, out.
Wow, I definitely thought that ball was down too. And the difference between high school and college, in college there's a challenge. You're allowed to challenge if you're unsatisfied, but in high school you can't, so you just have to go with it. And we see there Megan Smith just overturning, overcorrecting down the line and hitting out.
Case of serve. Gives Conway a few problems. Back the other way. Fayetteville struggling with it. Nerves are starting to creep in. Smith, attack on the outside, blocked by Fayetteville. One more time from Smith. That one can't be handled and put down.
What a fun game. Both teams' defenses making really good plays, and then Megan Smith coming alive here in this 5th set. Fayetteville's libero not able to handle that ball. And that is a hard set to attack. Off the net, out of system, set by the libero, but she's able to control it deep to the corner.
Bryan, the attack for Fayetteville, that's a kill. This is exactly what we expected and what you hope for. The champ from the West, the champ versus the Central, duking it out. And a best of 5, and it's 8-7 Conway here in the 5th.
Ella Bryant has such a high vertical, tooling high hands off the block. Only 5'8", I've said it before, but just a massive vertical.
Madison Williams, the serve for Fayetteville. That's an ace. Great job by Williams.
Williams has such a good flat float serve.
11 aces now for Fayetteville in the match compared to 9 for Conway. That one handled by Smith for Conway. Great touch there. Ava Gibson, we haven't called her name in maybe about 20 or 30 minutes, but she comes up big there. A huge point for the Lady Cats, gives them the lead.
Gibson with great court awareness, great court vision, seeing the open court. Sometimes all it takes is a little tip to it. Not a ton of power behind that ball, but that's all she needed. She's so smart on offense.
Bryan with the tip. Conway's there, right there defensively, though. They go outside to go for it. That one, though, goes long. 9-9.
And we are tied again. If you're not entertained, I don't know what would entertain you.
This one has certainly not disappointed in any phase or fashion. Lily Mosier on the serve for Fayetteville. Every point so crucial now at this juncture of the match. Quick set for Conway. Zimmerman's attack dug out by Fayetteville, and they get it back across. Another quick set, another tip. This time Zimmerman just finds the hole, and Conway back on top.
Conway's middles are so smart on offense. She swung, it was dug up, and then she does such a good job working towards the setter. She's moving towards the setter, super fast approach, getting there, and tipping it to the open court.
White on serve for Conway. We go outside to Harp. Her attack deflected in the net, and that's back the other direction. It's just with his trading points left and right. As you'd expect in a match that's tied in the fifth, the numbers are almost equal. 55 kills now for Fayetteville, 49 for Conway.
Harp at 27 kills. She may break 30 kills, which is so unique and really doesn't happen that often in volleyball.
Harrelson back at serve. She's got 3 aces today, but Conway handles that one. That one across court coming right at me. A nice job by Fayetteville. Scramble drill now for both sides. Harp's attack can't be handled by Conway. Lady Bulldogs back on top.
And that's why you put forth so much effort on defense, keeping that ball alive, keeping the play going, letting your offense attack the ball, and Harp taking care of it like she has been all season and all match.
11-10 Fayetteville as Conway takes the timeout. We'll keep it here courtside. And drama. I mean, both of these sides are just leaving it all out there. A couple Fayetteville players dove over media row. We had another one coming back at us or at the scorers table. I mean, this is what it's all about in the championship matches. The trophies are down to our left. They're going to be making its way onto the floor. We just got to find out who's going to take it home.
Blood, sweat, and tears. If you're ever going to leave everything out on the court, you leave it all out there during the state finals.
This one has not disappointed in any phase or fashion. When Conway needs to answer, they have done so. They won sets 2 and 4. The 3-time defending champs won sets 1 and 3. And they've got an 11-10 lead. And ball in hand as Zoe Harrelson's back to serve. Both sides have taken 1 timeout. So we might have a couple more stoppages in these final 5 or 6 points. A quick set there. Nice job by Conway. And a tap job gets it done for Zimmerman.
Zimmerman, her 14th kill of the night, hitting well over 500. So efficient. Does such a good job speeding up into her approach. And then the tip has really been working for her. Fayetteville's defense having a hard time defending that off-speed shot.
Bishop Floyd now serving for Conway in an 11-all match. They're going outside to Hart. Blocks there for Conway. Jones and Zimmerman set up the wall, and they get the job done, and they've got a 12-11 lead.
If you're ever going to slow down Harp, now is the time to do so in the red zone in the 5th set. And then look at that passion.
Floyd serve dives right over the net. Nice job there, but Fayetteville handles it. Harp hammers one. Conway, though, scrambles, and they get it back across. You got to believe Harp's just going to be fed until she puts it down. Nice job there at the net, and Fayetteville, number 2, Isabella Street, the freshman, taps it to a side and ties the matchup at a dozen.
And that was great calmness and composure by just a freshman. She didn't need to do much with that ball. She just needed to block it, control it onto the other side of the net, and she delivered in every way that she needed to.
Megan Smith there for the initial block, but she couldn't handle the rebound. And we are tied at 12 apiece. Quincy Schaefer on serve. As you've mentioned a couple times today, she leads Fayetteville in aces this season. Add to it. Couldn't decide if she wanted to let it go or return it, and that one hits the Conway defender, and now Fayetteville has a 13-12 lead.
And that's the advantage of the float serve. It moves a lot in the air. The libero, who is their best passer, their best serve receiver, wasn't able to tell if that was going to float in or out.
That's such a tough play, almost because you don't really understand it until you're trying to receive a serve, how much a ball knuckles on you. And it's sitting there just kind of floating at you, and you add the stage on it. It's a 12-all match, and she just couldn't make up her mind, and it tips off her shoulder and gives Fayetteville the lead.
Exactly. That's a pretty easy error to make. With everything on the line, you're deciding whether or not to play the ball. It's moving. Everything happens so quickly in this sport. Sometimes it's hard to make those quick twitch moves and those decisions in your mind.
So it's 13-12 Fayetteville. If you're tuning in for the 2A state championship game, don't go anywhere. We're running a little long. Mansfield, Conway Christian coming up next. But we got a 6A championship to decide. Fayetteville serving up a point here in the 5th. Here's Schaefer. That one's deep, but handled by Conway. Quick set there for Zimmerman. Sent back the other way, miscommunication by Conway, and now it's championship point for the Lady Bulldogs.
Conway, their communication breaking down just a little bit here at the end.
Again, go to 15 in set number 5, so this is championship point for Fayetteville. That serve might have gone long, but they handle it. Zimmerman with the touch. Now Fayetteville got a chance. Going back to Harp. Her attack dug out by Conway. They get it back across, and Fayetteville's going to try to reset. Again, back outside to Harp. Her attack back across. These two teams are slugging it out. Harp one more time. That attack goes wide. You try to do too much after two really good attacks at the volleyball are returned. You try to thread that needle a little too much, and that's why it sails wide.
Exactly. That's what happens when you play against really solid defense. You get dig a bunch of times, so then you have to do things that are usually out of your comfort zone and that are uncomfortable, and it's easier to err. But how about that shoulder dig by Conway going all out?
Serve by Zimmerman. It's handled by Fayetteville. They go back on the attack to Harp. Now cross court, handled again by Conway. Jones. The ball deflected, down, and we're tied again. And Fayetteville's going to take a timeout. The youth on display for both these sides. The sophomore Jones, credit with the kill.
And this is what you want in a finals 5th set. It's going to go into overtime. You have to win by 2. Conway's defense really keeping them in it and then stepping up on offense. What a fun game.
You could not have asked for more in a match, let alone the state championship of the largest classification in Arkansas. We're tied at 2, and as you mentioned, this one's going to take it more than 15 points to win it. And these two teams are just duking it out. Fayetteville back on the floor after the timeout, but Conway staying in the huddle. And this is uncharted waters really for everybody. Fayetteville's won 3 straight titles, but they've kind of made it look easy the last couple of years. So both teams out of timeouts, and so we're going to settle this one on the floor. Emily Zimmerman back to serve. The 5'11 senior's been so good for Conway today, 14 kills. Serve handled by Mosier, outside to Harp. Her attack's blocked by Conway. Again, outside to Harp, a tough set there, blocked again, and that's out. Harp credited with the kill. Now Fayetteville's got a 15-14 lead.
That's Harp's 29th kill of the day. Have yourself a match. Fayetteville needs one more point. Let's see if Harp can create some chaos.
And she's back to serve with the championship on her hands. Gets it across. Conway handles it. They can't get an attack. Now Fayetteville, chance to win it. A quick set in the middle. Right down the pipe as Fayetteville wins it. What a match by both of these teams, but Fayetteville had just enough. They get a touch. Conway's block can't come up with it in the end. And the Lady Bulldogs post a 16-14 victory in game number 5, and they take it 3-2. We're going to step aside. Trophy presentation and MVP coming up. What a match we just had. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
You wouldn't drink it, so why breathe it? Vaping liquids contain chemical oils that can severely damage your lungs. Don't get lost in the fog. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! Whoa. It's going up in here! Let's go!
We're back here inside Banco ZK Arena where Fayetteville just gutted out a 3-2 victory over Conway in the 6A state championship. And the Lady Bulldogs from Northwest Arkansas, for the 4th consecutive year, are your state champion. And Conway receiving their runner-up trophy. And man, I know they can't give out 2 gold plaques, but that's a team that certainly deserved to celebrate today. But instead, Fayetteville just had a little too much.
Exactly. Fayetteville performed so elite every area of the court. And what makes this so impressive is that last season, they had everyone basically leave afterwards. They have 1 starter coming back this season, and they're able to do a 4-peat. So impressive. But props to Conway, of course, who took this team to 5 sets. Fayetteville just edged it out.
Fayetteville takes the hardware from Nick Lasker from the AAA, the 4th consecutive year. Jessica Phelan and company have won the state championship. It's mighty impressive. Let's take a look at the stats for this 6A championship match. There's a lot of numbers. Of course, Reagan Harp's going to be at the top of it as far as kills. It's over the overall team. Ace is pretty even. Dig's pretty even. Kills, you see the 8-point advantage there for Fayetteville. A match that was that close, you expect the numbers to be that close.
Exactly. You expect an overtime game in the 5th set. One team wins by 2, but Reagan Harp, 29 kills. Really leading her team. That was the difference maker right there. Conway right in it. Such a solid performance. But Fayetteville doing what they do best is winning state championships.
So that's it for the 6A state volleyball championship. Fayetteville and Conway just duked it out. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights in this one, and there was plenty of it. So you talk about the number of kills between these 2 teams. 110 if I'm a math major. These 2 teams just really duked it out. After the first set and really halfway through the second set, I thought Fayetteville was like, okay, they kind of look like they're going to overpower it. But the guts and the determination of Conway battled right back.
It was Conway's defense that really kept them in it. Their block really came alive. But then it was Reagan Harp and Brian and Satanga getting them back in it. So many kills from both sides. Solid performance.
So Fayetteville 3, Conway 2, as the Lady Bulldogs have won their 4th consecutive 6A volleyball championship. And we are just getting warmed up today. I don't know if you've got any honey, but I need it for my voice because we got 4 more matches. We take a look at the next matchup. It's going to be the 2A state volleyball championship. And a chance for a defending champion again is Mansfield, who has won the previous 3 titles, going for a 4-peat of their own, taking on Conway Christian. These 2 teams met earlier in the regular season, but today it's for all the marbles. So this one will come up. It's about 20 minutes, so stick around. The 2A state volleyball championship is coming up next. So for Madison Fitzpatrick, I'm Bobby Swafford. Thanks for tuning in as you've been watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.